Thanks everyone for coming. Probably for the last month we've been working on something good. I can't talk too long as well, obviously, so I'm going to just pass it on to Jenny. Everyone, welcome Jenny. My name is Epps, here we go.
Thank you, Epps. Thanks for coming. It's great to see some new and familiar faces. We've got some previous cohorts that are rocked up as well. Our own cheer squad. Thank you guys for coming along. So this 9-month-long journey has led us up to this very day, our own demo day. And we are very excited to present to you our app, HamishGPT. 2 months ago, we actually pitched our own original ideas. So we had 5 different ideas that we pitched, and here is Epps pitching his idea of a Discord chatbot. And we had Wendy with a Slack clone, Pallavi with event planner for parents, and Matt had an idea for an emoji suggestion bot. But ultimately, we landed on my idea, which was an animal detection application for our mobile phones. So how this idea came about, it started with this old guy, this creepy crawly, hanging out in my living room ceiling corner. Most people were quite apprehensive about spiders because we don't really know much about them and they're quite scary. I remember thinking, is this guy poisonous? Is he going to hurt me? So this essentially became the catalyst for the app idea, where I thought it would be pretty cool if we could take a photo of any animal and it would spit back to us results and we could read more about it if we liked. So you might be wondering, why have we named this app HamishGPT? So if you don't know, this handsome devil over here is Hamish. He is actually he's over there. He's a recent graduate of Holberton, C18, and he's also a zoologist amongst many other things. He's not very hard to spot. He's always the best dressed in the room, and he's worn some red today just to stick out a bit more. Yeah. Thank you, Hamish. So enough about Hamish, let's get on to it. I'm sure you want to see our app now. So what we've done is we've recorded a bit of our app and I'll just walk you through it. When we open the app, we start off on our homepage where we have a few options here. We can take a photo, we can either log in or access our journal. From here, we will log in. So we've only allowed users that have registered an account to view their journal. So what we'll do here is create a fresh account. So we take in a username, email, and a password. It's all good, and now we'll log into that account. Perfect, and we'll try to access the journal. As you can see, there's no images because it's a fresh account. So from here, we can start taking some photos. And if you imagine we're at the zoo and we want to take a photo of this majestic beast over here. And for those who can't see that, that is Hamish right there, incorporated in our app. From here, we get a results page with a bit of info, and there is a button to redirect us to a browser with the Wikipedia page if you'd like to read more. From here we can go back to our app and we can save the image that we just took. And when we return back, we can access this journal. And it should be right there. There it is. That's the image we just took, and that is essentially our app. So I'll just take you through the technologies that we implemented in our app. As you can see here in this beautiful and well thought out schema, we've got 3 sections. We've got our front end, we've got our third-party APIs, and we've got our back end. So starting off with the front end, we decided to go with React Native, and to complement it, Expo. We chose React Native as our framework because we found that half of us had iOS devices and half of us had Android devices. So this made it super simple for us to develop on both systems. And also, we actually hadn't learnt React Native or React during our time in Holberton, but after these long 9 months, we are more than capable of learning on the go. And I think we have proved that today. Proud of you guys. Moving on to the APIs that we use 3 different APIs. So in order to detect the animal, we used the Google Cloud Vision API, which detects objects. And this is fantastic, except it detects all objects. And for our app, we only want to detect animals. So if we were to take a picture of a chair, it would return to us a chair, and that's not an animal. So what we needed to do was we need to cross-check our results with another API, which we decided to go with Google Knowledge Graph API, where we could send the results of the Vision API to the Knowledge Graph API and confirm that it is an animal. And from there, we go back to our results page and we can save our image to the Google Cloud. See it in action. Here we are taking another photo of, I don't know what the animal this is. Some animal.
Zebra. The whole time I've been calling it a giraffe. While we're doing our project.
So from here, we are sending a query to the Google Vision API, getting back that result and sending it to the Google Knowledge API. And it's spitting us back the result of a zebra. And once again, we can access the Wikipedia page. And once again, we can save our images to the cloud. And of course, we'd love to actually view our images within the app. So what we've done is we've implemented a backend.
Zebra.
There it is. Yep, it's saved at the bottom for our backend. We decided to go with Node.js with Express for our backend server, along with MySQL for our database, and Epps will now take it away.
So with the backend, we used Docker and Docker Compose to open up two services that we got. So at the moment, it's running off the API server and also the database. We used Node.js and Express to route our front end towards our database. So it basically credited us the route or the APIs that we can use to connect to when you log in, essentially. And then we also use MySQL in our database section over here to store all the user information, such as their login and also their images that they've taken. In saying that, if you wanted to access your journal, we did use a form of authentication. So we use JWT for our token, which basically it's a digital passport that's provided to you, and afterwards you can access particular routes. In this case, we have a save feature for the images for the logged in user, and then also accessing the journal as well. As long as you logged in, you can view your animals that you've taken a photo of. These were just some other ideas that we had that we wanted to implement or could have implemented. Some of the stuff that we had here was a machine learning model. That would have been really cool if we had one of those there, but we ran out of time essentially. Identifying different breeds of animals would have been good because it is pretty generic. The other feature we had was just profile sharing progress with other users that are using it, essentially view their galleries and whatnot. And then the other one was the geolocation implementation, being able to view animals in the area or where you've taken the photo of those animals and whatnot. And it's like, oh, we're done. So we conclude for the first half of it. In that case, it was a really fun project to do. A month, 5 of us as a team. You know, I don't think we would have accomplished this much, to be honest, if it was any lesser. But otherwise, any questions? We're done.